All right, welcome back, of course, to Sugar Nights on the L 95.9 FM. And of course, if not for Ja, where we be, we're thankful tonight. All right about now, it's time for the Big Five. And I want to say hello to everybody who said hi on WhatsApp. We appreciate you. By the way, the show is communicative, is interactive. I want to talk to you because that's the reason why I'm here. It's 09129156561, and that's where we talk on WhatsApp. Then, of course, we take it to the next level by 10, and we open the phone lines for calls to start to come in. 09129156561. So just say hi to me on WhatsApp, and the first three people that answer my question correctly, we give you airtime. All right, so we are talking about 5 things that your landlord cannot do to you in Lagos. So the first thing you need to know is, according to the Tenancy Act of 2011, there was first one in 1990, and it's been reviewed. Of course, more things have been added for 2011. The first thing, as a tenant, you have the right to peaceful enjoyment. So as a tenant, your environment, when you rent a house, you're allowed to use the property. You're allowed to, throw a small party in it. You're allowed to cook. You're allowed to groove. So if your landlord is someone that is telling you, why are you doing this? Why you can redecorate. You can put it up to your standard. Those are part of the laws. The next law is your landlord right to proper notice. So your landlord cannot just come and say, you need to move out of my house by next week or in 2 weeks. He needs to give you a proper notice. And proper notice extend between 3 months, that's an eviction notice, to 6 months, usually 6 months. And before that, your 1 year or your 6 months you have paid in arrears elapses. So that's another thing on the Big Five that you're entitled to. And the next thing you are also entitled to is right to a habitable environment. So the water should be working, the bathrooms good, the living room. So that's why if anything is wrong, it is part of your rights. And if you take that landlord to court, or you take him to authorities, he's going to be made to pay. The next thing you are going to understand too is the right for him to fix. So that habitable environment, it means that the landlord owes you to fix whatever is wrong as far as you have paid your rent. So if you have soak away leaking, it is the landlord's duty and right. Another thing you also have is a right to fair rent. Your landlord cannot just come and make your rent 4 times the price. You can negotiate and you can take him to the law, and that's it. Then also the right to a written agreement. It is okay for you to ask for a written agreement that protects you whatever happens. So it's not just verbal. And one thing I'm just going to drop here is you also have the Protection Act against harassment. So your landlord has no right to bring people to come and harass you and beat you up. I hope you've enjoyed the Big Five. I need you to tell me what you think are the 5 things a tenant can enjoy. Right about now, we're about to take you back to the old school, and we have Olamide and Wizkid with Omotosho. Remember that video. Enjoy. Don't go anywhere. Still the R95.9 FM, and this is Sugar.
Holla baby, whiskey, and Olamide.
Music is good and you're feeling the vibe, then you know that there's only one station in Lagos, Nigeria, in Africa that does it this good, and that's the R95.9 FM. This is still the Big Five, and we're talking about 5 things that your landlord shouldn't do to you, and we're talking of landlord wahala in Lagos. So we're going to be asking, or I'm going to be asking you to tell me any crazy, funny, interesting stories you have had with your landlord. The WhatsApp number is 09129156561, 09129156561. I also want to mention that there are some amazing landlords. Like the house I live in now, I've lived there for 10 years at Oshodi. My landlord is not just my landlord, he's a father. In fact, his children, they tell me that their father has adopted me. I'm the last child. My landlord and I negotiate our rent, and I didn't know that we cannot add 50K, we'll add 20. That's how sweet. But I've had horrible landlords. And so years ago, I used to live on the island, and I was staying somewhere at Ikota, and the lady was like, when we met her, we couldn't, at that time, I and my elder sister, we couldn't afford a big house because we're just, we're upcoming young, beautiful girls who just started to work. And so we needed to rent, like she said, she had a 3-bedroom. So we were going to take one room. There was a doctor that was going to stay in one room. Then another girl was going to stay in the master bedroom. Now, this woman told us that, look, she has a lot of grandchildren. She's always traveling around. And we were very happy. That, okay, nice house. We could use our furniture, and all that. But we had our own gas. She had a fridge there, fan, and a couple of things. Only for us to have moved into the house. After 3 months, guess who moves into the house to start sleeping in the parlor? Our landlady. It was very embarrassing. Like, she was sharing the kitchen with us. She didn't come alone. She came with a house help and a driver. If I got to a state that we now, because we were sharing a bedroom and toilet with the doctor, while the other girl was staying in self-con, we had to have the conversation that, ma, we rented this place. And one day she's like, she now turned it that we want to drive her and all that. But me, I'm very soft. My other star is very tough. My other star was like, ma, if you want to stay, that's fine. Refund our money, give us 6 months, and we move out. So she had to move out of the house. So we literally chased her out of the house. And I've had people that their landladies will come and borrow money from them or their landlords and will never return. I've had people that I had somebody that the landlord will come and knock on his door and say, ah, please, oh, my cousin just came from Ogbomoso, our house is full, oh, please, can he spend the night here? I'm not even trying to joke. And they would, and so people have had crazy stories. I've had people that, the landlord will cut their water, their light. So I want to get those crazy stories tonight. The WhatsApp number is 09129156561. 09129156561. As your landlord or landlady ever moved back in, have they come to try and see if their children could stay in your room or your house? 09129156561. Up next is Young John and Rema, and this one is called Lalata. Enjoy.